and welcome back to another new edition of Windows on Current Affairs. And today on Windows on Current Affairs, we are going to talk about, of course, as we are encountering the holy month of Ramadan, and as we are fasting, and as this is one of the most blessed months of the year, and as Egypt is ranking #1 countries worldwide when it comes to the most impressive and the most attractive touristic sites and charming spots all over the world, and the most important and requested spots to visit worldwide. That's why we could consider the religious tourism as one of the venues for the national income. Today we're going to be talking about the religious tourism and how some important spots here in Egypt, and how the history of Egypt have qualified Egypt also to rank as the first country to visit, of course, compared to Vatican, which is a recent country with a very short history in Italy, but also Egypt could compete with countries like that, and other countries also that could be that could rank as religious countries or religious tourism or religious spots to visit. We're very delighted to be having with us our very precious guest, Rana Ehab. She is a heritage researcher. Good evening, Rana. Let's first talk about the blessed month. Of course, Ramadan is becoming very popular, not only to Muslims, but worldwide. The United States and in Europe and everywhere, Japan, China, everywhere. So when we talk about religious tourism, of course, people who come over to visit the holy places, they come over specifically also in Ramadan. Why?
Egypt have a special test in everything, even in Ramadan. When you ask people around the world, the Muslim people around the world, how could you imagine the Ramadan? They said this is the place of we are praying, we are reading the Quran and the other spiritual thing. But they cannot feel the spiritual thing except if they come to visit Egypt. The colors in the street, the people who said, I'm fasting, I'm not gonna to fight with you because I'm fasting, I'm gonna to tell you about something about the place, the most beautiful things about Islam and about all of those things. Only this has happened in Egypt. So about the religious tourism itself, if we dating back to the idea of tourism, we will found it's talk about the religious tourism. So it has started as usual from the ancient Egyptian times. From the ancient Egyptian times, they talk as Abydos is the sacred place, because this is related to the god Osiris, the god of the dead and the netherworld. And as we are Egyptian, love everything related to God, related to the religious, we're going to this place, and we are very blessed when we bury there behind the god of Osiris, behind his cult, his festival. All of these things related to the ancient Egyptian, especially for the Egyptian from long time ago. So the idea started of the tourism, why the tourism is started in all the world, is started to be something religious. If we focus this in the Christianity, in the Jewish, and the Islam, everything is related to the tourism. At the beginning, it's a religious thing, because we are the people in all the world love the God, love being peace inside their hearts or inside themselves. So that's what make the tourism, our religious tourism, is a special from long time ago, as we are in Ramadan now. So all the people love.
I was speaking about in Ramadan in the sense of our special trends and trades in Ramadan, which could be really very blessed and also attractive to tourists and people who are visiting the religious spots. We are talking about the trades in Ramadan, the religious trades that Egyptians do, Christians and Egyptians together. They rejoice the solidarity of all religions in Ramadan together. Egypt is exceptional in that sense. We also talk about the religious gospels of Naqshbandi before Iftar, and Mawa'id al-Rahman, when people cherish the festivities of food together with the poor people, and they eat together. I mean, very, very specific things that you can only find it in Egypt.
Yes, exactly. So if you searching about those dining in the iftar, you will find most of the people is Christian people. So Christian people helping the Muslims in the fasting month or in Ramadan. So this is because this is the Egyptian tradition. We created Allah created us to help each other. So it's something very special to found in the world. Something like what we have in the complex of religious here. You found the church beside a Jewish temple, beside the mosque, and all the three religions respect themselves. When we are in the fasting month, so you will find the Christian people didn't eat or drink in front of the Muslim people because they respect their religions. Exactly the same when we are in the festivals of the Coptic and the Christmas, all the people in Egypt doing the festival, showing the happy, showing the joy thing in those small details. These small details actually you cannot find in any place around the world because we love each other. We are here to help each other. So, for example, one of the most fantastic example during the pilgrim of the Muslims, they are exact from Cairo. They take a part or they stayed in a Christian monastery in Aswan. For example, it's called monastery of Sam'an, and you will find Deir Sam'an in Aswan. So you will find the inscriptions on the walls that the Muslims is stayed here to take a rest and take a food until their ship is going to Mecca. So this is one of the fantastic things.
And you can only find that in Egypt.
Yes, no one can do this actually in the world. So the people in the monastery respect the Muslims. They allow to them to stay in their place. They offer to them the food, the drinks. This is very amazing things. It's also the same. When you found the people during the procession of Al-Mahmal, the covering of Al-Kaaba, this is Al-Kaaba is one of the most important directions for the Qibla direction of the Muslims. So during this procession, actually, the people, it's coming out from Cairo, especially from the citadel, and the cover of the city, the cover of the Al-Kaaba, the things on the decorations is made in the citadel. During the exit, when the camel holding those cover, all the people around those Al-Mahmal or the cover, just showing the happy, they dancing in front of this with their horses. All the kinds of the people, not only Muslim or Christian, we don't have this idea. Actually, one of the most important things that people thought when I called someone, this is a Coptic man. Coptic mean Egyptian. So this is not mean a Christian or mean a Jewish. No, Coptic mean Muslim. So all the Copts
the
you will
origin
find.
of Egypt.
Yes.
We're going to touch on the Coptic culture and the Coptic history, of course, which is the origin of Egypt, but right after this short break, so stay with us. Welcome back, and we're still talking about religious tourism and the most important, beautiful, authentic religious spots in Egypt, which is too many. And with us is Rana Ehab, of course, the heritage researcher. We were talking about the Coptic culture and the Coptic history, not the Coptic religion. Of course, not so many people, when we say the term Coptic, understand that Coptic is the origin of Egypt. It's ancient Egyptians, and it's a long history and a long story. Talk to us as the Coptic heritage, as you are a heritage researcher, as an important, one of the first and foremost important venues for religious tourism in Egypt.
Yes. We have something called the Holy Family, and the Holy Family coming to Egypt, they run off from the persecution of the Roman. So the place they found, it's the safest place they can be in without anyone can hurt them, is Egypt. So for that reason, we have the path of the Holy Family from their arriving to Egypt until they moving to another country. And actually, this is one of the things that the colleagues in the Ministry of Antiquity and Tourism, they doing their efforts to put the path of the Holy Family on the intangible heritage list in UNESCO. So this is one of the most amazing things. Because when we're going to for example, the most famous one, we talk about the religious complex. We will find the Hanging Church. The Hanging Church, it's not only about because it's something related to the Christianity, but the meaning behind the Hanging Church.
What is the meaning? What is the
people? Some people mentioned, some researchers said the Hanging Church in the original, it's ancient Egyptian temples. After the Hanging Church is important place because this is the presidential place. The Christianity was guided in Egypt from a long time ago before it's moved to Alexandria. It's called Hanging Church for sure because it was built on the two towers from the Roman fortress Babylon. For that reason, it was called hanging. The icons inside the Hanging Church, the nave itself, everything is special in this place. And when you walk a few meters, you will find the mosque of Amr ibn al-As, and you will find also the Jewish temple. And we have one of the most important places which is listed in the World Heritage List in UNESCO, Saint Catherine. The people coming from all the world to visit this place, to climb the mountain, to see the sunset from there. And the monastery, everything in this place is something spiritual. This is something is amazing.
Upper Egypt also.
In Upper Egypt, we have a lot of things. Actually, not only in one place. So when we talk about the religious itself, we talk about it around all Egypt. In each place, you will find something is special. If you're going to Aswan, you will find the monastery of Deir Sam'an, Deir al-Ahmar, or the Red Monastery in Sohag. We have many and thousands of monasteries in Oasis, in Siwa, and in Egypt, and Alexandria, and in Sinai. Every place have in Egypt, it's something related to this religious. The people love this thing. So God with us where we are, and so this is the amazing things about Egypt, especially. That's it about the concept of the Christianity itself. It's Christianity itself here. For example, the end of this month, of the fasting month or Ramadan, it will be the same time of the festivals of the Christianity. So all the people,
which is the best thing that could ever happen.
All the people,
and it's a reflection of solidarity and accepting the other and rejoicing of all religions, not only Christianity and Islam, but also Judaism. Everything. As you can see, there is a synagogue also inside Midtown Cairo, but we're going to touch on that later on. But talking about Coptic religion and religious tourism in general, do you think that religious tourists, or the religious tourism is attracting people as sites to come and for a pure religious reason, or also as a kind of a blessed trip, as a kind of, I mean, widening their horizons of, you know, their cultures, their cultural background when it comes to history of religions or things like that? Is it pure religion?
Actually, it's a both. If we're talking about it, it's a pure religion for sure. For the Muslims, for example, the pure religion for them is going to Mecca and Medina, the Qibla direction of Muslims. But if why they visiting Egypt? If I visit Egypt for a kind of reason, it's a place, as you mentioned, or something another. Well, we have here in Egypt mosques related to from the house of the Prophet Muhammad, like Al Hussein, like Sayyidah Zainab, all of these places. When any Muslim want to visit the mosque of this place, which is related to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So this is a kind of amazing. It's increase the religion things in our hearts, because seeing the difference between the decorations, how the Egyptian artist doing this thing for this people exactly. So when we're going to Al Hussein, for example, in Ramadan, we will find many and thousands of people in front of the door of Al Hussein Mosque, waiting to open it, waiting to see the place, waiting to pray for God. It's something related to the religious. It's increasing the awareness of the people. We have
and
here
reviving the
exactly,
spiritual
especially
tourism.
Exactly.
Let us call it spiritual tourism.
Yes, it's a spiritual tourism, and this is a very important thing. When you visit, for example, Sultan Hassan, some people mentioned the archaeologist and Egyptian researcher called the Sultan Hassan the fourth pyramid of Egypt, because its architecture, it's amazing. In all the Islamic world, we didn't have architect something or created like Sultan Hassan. The place is amazing. When you just enter the place and finding the place, the quietness in the place, and you will going to the mihrab or the sanctuary part in the mosque, and hearing the people who said taratil and the Quran, reading the Quran, it's something very amazing. You can feel it, how it's important to our religious to revive, as you mentioned, and renew our hearts. Is something amazing. When you are walking on the behind or beside any church, and you're hearing it's raining, so this is something amazing. This is something special. Cairo was mentioned as the city of thousands of minarets from a long time ago. What about now? So we have a lot of mosques related from the long time ago, related to the Prophet Muhammad, related to the Abbasid, related to the Umayyad, related to Khulafa al-Rashidin or Rashidin Caliphs. All of this, it's amazing. So if I need to a pure religion, I'm going to Al-Azhar University, for example. So this is the point of the publishing Islam in all the world. So we are the people coming from Asia, especially to Al-Azhar, to learn about Islam, to learn about al-fiqh or al-hadith or everything related to Islam, religious especially. So we are here the master in everything in Egypt. Actually, not all the people know that the monasticism in the world is established here in Egypt. So this is, and we have the icons of Saint Paula and Saint Antonius in the Coptic Museum, and they are Egyptian. They founding they established the monasteries in all the world. Also for the Jewish temple, we have in the Jewish temple we have the temple of Ibn Azra in the religious complex, and we found the Genesia placements. This is document everything related to the Jewish in this time. So this is amazing. Everything started from Egypt to all the world.
The most important, you reminded me of the most important religious sites, like you talked about the minarets, I mean the mosques, the churches, the synagogues, and stuff like that. Talk to me about the most important Coptic places or churches or museums, Coptic museums and stuff like this in Egypt that would attract this type of tourism?
For me, I feel each place related to the Christianity, it's important, especially if this is talking about the heritage. In each place in Cairo, in each town in Cairo, we have this amazing and most important things. But as I mentioned, for example, if I'm going to visit Cairo, for sure I have to visit the religious complex, the hanging church, the 7 churches underneath in the ground to visit. It's open to visit them. Why they are important? Because this is the place of the Virgin Mary and the Christ when they arrived to Egypt. Those amazing things. For example, if we're going to talk about the Red Monastery in Sohag, this is one of the most amazing places actually, because it's contain many icons and many religious texts that placed your heart. And also in the Aswan, many places related to the Coptic religious, related to the Christianity itself. It's important. The monastery of Mary Gerges, also in the religious complex, one of the most amazing things you can visit. It's open for all the people. So this is what we said. You cannot find anything in the world like this. So if you're going to visit any kind of the monuments or archaeological sites outside, the people welcoming you, but not, they will never welcoming you like what we have or we done here in Egypt. If you're entering any church, you will find the Christian people helping you to understand what is the meaning of those icons. If you enter any mosque, you will find the people from Al-Azhar is staying and telling you what does Islam mean, the actual Islam mean, because some people said, no, Islam is something bad, they're doing a lot of war things, but this is not true. So you will find this something like that in any kind, in any place in the world. No. And all of this, what make this special also, all of these people is volunteering. So they doing this thing from their heart to make the people know who we are, know what is the meaning of this religion, knowing what is the meaning of Christianity and Muslim always being one, because they believe in one God anyway. So this is the point here. Not all the people can understand this, especially. For example, we have in Saqqara, the pyramid of Saqqara, during the restoration, we found they carving a room inside the pyramid itself. So when they take the inscription, they found some saints and ambas. Those are run from the persecution of the Roman. They going to the pyramid to protect themselves from anything. So the cultures in Egypt protect each other. So this is Egypt.
Right. We're going to stop right here with this very, very beautiful phrase. We're going to go to a short break. We'll come to continue our episode. So stay with us. back, and with us still, of course, my precious guest, Rana Ehab, and she is heritage researcher. Rana, we were talking about what? We were talking about the mosques and the different mosques. Okay, so but some other people, they come over really to visit the mosques and pray in it, like kind of a blessed trip. Something like the evangelic trips that the Christians take on special times of the year. Either Christians come to Egypt or Muslims come to Egypt.
Yes.
Pure religion trips.
Pure religion trips. Actually, the new tourism is coming over. Is something related to take the same path of the Holy Family from their arriving to Egypt.
That's the most popular
Yes,
one.
this is the one. So some people arrived to Egypt to visit the mosque of Muhammad Ali, for example, especially because Muhammad Ali, for sure, he is not Egyptian, so he making his mosque in the citadel is like the same mosque in Istanbul. So all of these things, some people around the world, they for example, they cannot visit this place. This place is far away, so they coming here to Egypt to say the amazing of the architecture of the mosques itself. Sultan Hassan Rifai Mosque also one of the most important places because it's related for sure for Muhammad Rifai, and he is one of the people of the saints, like the people or sheikhs, the people who loving to coming to them to him, and they send
like
their
Sayyida
messages.
Nafisa, for example,
Yes,
and Sayyida Aisha.
Yes, they're sending their messages, sending their anything to him. And also the place or the mosque of Rifai have all the period of the kings of Egypt, King Farouk, Fuad, and Queen Khushyar, and also Shah Iran. All of those people is buried there, so they can visit the place for the religious thing and for the touristic thing. This has not happened usually in the world, because when you visit a religious thing, it's mean a religious thing. In Egypt, we have here the biggest place for the Islamic collection in one place in the Islamic Museum, the Islamic Art Museum here. It's have a wonderful collection from all the stages or the Islamic periods that passed in Egypt, because Egypt in that time, or in the Islamic time especially, it have a special collection from everything. So we have the Rashid al-Abbasiyin, al-Fatimiyin, al-Amawiyin, all of those. So we have an elements for them in each place. Also for the Coptic, we have the biggest collection for the Coptic monuments in all the world, in the Coptic Museum, also in the religious complex. For example, one of the things that showing the related or the relation between the Egyptian and the Muslims and the Christians people, when you look at the facade or the gate of the Coptic Museum and you're going to visit Al Mu'izz Street, you will find the same facade in the mosque, for example.
Really?
Yes, but the difference between the structure here and the structure here is only in the circle. In the Coptic Museum, you will find the cross.
Very beautiful. It's very important to know the type of tourists who come over for religious tourism. For example, I mean the nationalities. I'm talking about the nationalities who come over for religious tourism. Are they Gulf tourism? Are they European tourism? Are they Japanese, Chinese, American? What type of tourism?
The people who care more about the religious one, for sure, especially in the Islam, the Gulf. And the people who care about the Coptic and the Coptic one is the Asian people, and the other one who care about the Jewish and the things related to them, for sure the European. So it's a different. But when you visit a place,
the East European.
Yes, when you visit any place, you will find all the elements. So they're hearing about the Jewish, they're hearing about the Christianity, they're hearing about the Islam. This is what make the things is different or playing a very important role here. So I'm not I'm not caring about, no, I will visit only the Muslim sites. Those for only the people who are very, very tough and very hard. It's not happened usually in Egypt, especially. Some people who didn't have any religion, they come to hear. He want to hear what is this meaning. So the ideas, the icons itself, the shapes itself. So for example, we can found the fish, which the symbol of the Christ and the Christianity, and we will found it in a jar in the Islam. They have the same idea, but the difference here are using the fish here to represent the Christ, and I use the fish in Islam, for example, to talking about the sea life. So they have the same shape but in different idea, because I take the things to apply it on my religion. For example, the grapes in ancient Egypt, this is the symbol for resurrection. In the Christianity, the same. So I using this planets because in the Islam I cannot drawing a person or something like that. So they take the symbol of the grapes to decorate their doors, to decorate the museum. So they have the same thing from all time to here. The difference is just in the meaning. What is its mean in my religion? But at the end, it's Egyptian art.
Right. Of course, we would need episodes and episodes to talk about the different, very, very precious sites, religious sites in Egypt, just like everything else, like the rest of history.
Yes.
In Egypt. You just turn around every 5 inches and you find something, you find history.
Yes,
this
exactly.
is the land of history. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. We're going to leave it here, but on a promise that you would come during Ramadan and talk about another piece of history in Egypt.
God willing, inshallah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Rana
you,
Ehab. You
Faye.
are a heritage researcher, and of course, happy Ramadan to you.
Thank you.
And Ramadan Kareem to you and your family. And I guess this would end this edition of Windows and Current Affairs. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again next week, that's a goodbye.